So I personally can't wait to get off the ship.
Oh, can't wait. When they come with the blanket tomorrow, you can ask him if there's any way to make it warmer in the room, because we had Max on the aircon and it's still cold. I don't expect them to be able to do anything. I just want to know for sure. We don't have as much right to complain about it if we never asked them to fix it, you know?
Yeah. So I personally can't wait to get off the ship.
Oh, can't wait.
Only child mindset. Like when I was young, you sit in the loo and then you take blocks of the toilet paper and then you put like toothpaste and everything and you just do weird things
No.
to like drown yourself into. I've been playing with my fingers and making them dance in my hands to like try and take me mentally away from this trap that I feel that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because you know what's even more frustrating about the medic center not helping you is that because you chose not to quarantine yourself, right? Because you said you were feeling better, right? You just,
Yeah.
well, not better, much better than how you were last night and this morning, but just not 100%. So you basically seeking help. And they basically told you the protocol is for you to then stay in your cabin even if you're feeling better. So no matter if your cruise is 3 days or 10 weeks or 100 weeks, you must stay. Even when you're feeling better, you must still stay quarantined. And so we decided not to do that because maybe you're feeling better
Food
the next
poisoning
day,
is always a
whatever.
one-day thing. I always wake up feeling better the next day. Food poisoning is a one-day thing.
And so they let you
Most
go because you don't want to stay quarantined. So they let you go, right? Which defeats the whole purpose of quarantining you, because now you're going to press the elevator buttons, you're going to open the door, you're going to move in the cafeteria, you're going to touch everything. So the whole idea of them quarantining you off or isolating you in your cabin just because you were like, listen, I need some help because your water is messed up here. They chose not to help you, so you can go infect the whole ship now.
Let me add a bit to that, right? The only option they gave us was to be quarantined in the room we're already in, right? We have no window, we have no balcony, and the aircon at max temperature keeps the room cold. So it feels like the room's making us sick because it's so uncomfortable in here, right? So if their approach was, look, we understand that these things happen, but we have protocols so we can help you, but we're going to have to ask you to stay in your cabin for 24 hours. But don't worry, you're going to get free Wi-Fi. We're going to upgrade you to a balcony cabin. We're going to make your stay as enjoyable as possible while you're stuck in your cabin. That would be a very different story, right? But instead, Wi-Fi is charged ludicrously and in a manner that like really is just like, I want to say abusive, but it's like, it's so crazy. I'll get into that more at a later time. But basically, so Wi-Fi is very, very difficult, right? We have to buy 3 packages to have Wi-Fi for one day, which is going to cost about $100. Actually, it's going to cost about $108, right? Which is like over $2,000 for Wi-Fi for one day, which we'd be forced to do if we're stuck in this cabin, like absolutely. Now, I could understand them saying the cabins are full, there is no nicer cabin like that. But in such a situation, what I would do if I was MSC, I would make sure that there's always 1 or 2 nice cabins available for these kinds of situations. When we were walking around, we saw puke on the floor. Other people were getting sick as well. And what, are they going to go there and say, I feel sick, and say, okay, we're going to quarantine you for 24 hours? Like, no thanks, I don't need the help. I'm sure I'll feel better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And now we're walking around with a bunch of sick people because they make getting help so impossible. It's like you need to agree to torture for the help.
Or suffer.
It's absolutely mental.
No, it's frustrating. And because he's sick, he is cold. And we've got the room temperature on the reddest of reds, the highest of the highest. You
still
can't
cold.
go higher than that, and it's still cold.
We've been waiting for a blanket for about half an hour. I had to phone them twice, and when they eventually came after about 20 minutes, they didn't even have the blanket. I asked for a blanket and a new roll of toilet paper, and they brought 2 rolls of toilet paper. And then they said, okay, they'll get a blanket, and that was about 10 minutes ago. So
And it's probably
in total,
you're gonna have to phone that.
we've been waiting about half an hour for this freaking blanket, just so that I can be a little bit warm in this room that stays permanently cold.
And granted, we could have chose a balcony room or a window room upon booking, but we didn't anticipate spending so much time
Yeah.
in the
Didn't anticipate
cabin.
getting sick. Obviously, if we weren't sick, it's a different story, right?
Yeah, if we knew chances of food poisoning or whatever, the water being shut or whatever, then yeah, I could have done that. I could have brought in a book and like things to like entertain. But we thought, hey, we're gonna have a cruising time.
Yeah, we're gonna be out on deck, visiting the things, going to the club, going to the casino, like drinking.
Why do we need a fancy cabin when we're going to be out
Yeah.
of it most of the And plus, it would force us to be out of the cabin, you know, and experience
Which
the
we want to be anyway.
yeah, and experience the cruise for everything that it is. So let's just take a simple room, but yeah, and cater for these sick days. Don't expect to get sick, and then expect not to get help for it.
Yeah, if you get sick on a cruise ship or the MSC cruise ship, you're gonna probably be confined, right? Like if it's not sick, if it's like an injury, that's a different story. But like if you're sick, they're probably gonna confine you, right? So yeah, fun times.